I got more than enough in here.
Well, what days you open for? Wednesdays.
Yeah, but I might be stopping that for now. I might be stopping that for now.
Okay.
Going at a later date.
Oh, pass us something in the right chair.
Yeah. I can't take my test in September anyways.
You can take it in September.
I can in September, or I can take it at the classes that end in December. So. I think there's just a lot to do right now. And all them classes that Jeff showed me on the computer, I can get those modules off of there. We'll see though.
Yeah. But I don't know what the exact number is until we get the information. You know what I mean?
You wait to figure that out.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed
Well,
to get
we
that.
don't. We're only liable for what after we bought it, right?
Yeah, right. Right, and I don't know when that was.
That's something Ryan made us make
That's
up.
Ryan wanted them to do that.
I come there down there in there about a range to get them loans. They're running out fast.
That was on last month.
You-
That's what you said last month.
Huh?
You had said that last month.
No, he's supposed to take care of it.
I know.
From the lot, no, not you, him.
No, I know, I said, I remember you saying about it.
No, we ain't gonna get any if we don't get something going. I do know all the contracts coming out, it all goes back to the plants now for, wrap. You hear that?
What's that?
Ryan didn't take care of getting them millings, there ain't much left out there, and there ain't gonna be any more. Every contractor milling on goes back to the contractor to recycle.
Oh,
Unless the borough wants to do some milling and paving.
yeah.
You do, there's no money for it.
Mr. Chairman, it's too quiet in here. I'm used to the plant. Yeah, I couldn't hardly hear what any of the public comment last time.
It's hard to hear over there.
You know.
What's his name?
Thank you for coming
The wrong one, and that's what Ryan told me I had to include, so we included.
Starts with a D.
There's Britain,
Huh?
Mayor,
Mayor's one that
That's
he's
what
talking
it is.
about.
Yeah, Mayor was one of
Mayor,
our
yeah.
highest ones.
He's from Clinton.
Higher?
Yeah.
That ain't- No, that ain't.
No,
that-
Mayor was only 3,000.
Mayor Electric. That guy's over there.
Between,
I thought that's what we said the other day, that I heard somebody say it was mayor from like Northern Canada or something,
no, this was between Carrolltown and Hastings on 219.
in the general area, yeah.
I know it starts with a D.
Yeah, Mayor, look at that.
I think all they do is commercial work.
Yeah, I called one that's only do, what was their name? It was nice enough to call back and said, you can pay us, for, you know, all them guys are like, they make top dollar, union work. They do a lot of union work or something like that.
Oh, one be down, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. One of them, I
I
called.
got his number down, I'll stop down, I'll give it to you. I mean, that's the kind of stuff he does. That and tipple work and stuff.
It is much quieter here. Yeah, it's nice.
Motion for
I was
adjournment.
concerned that we didn't have enough room.
Like my cars.
Motion for adjournment.
Must be a lot of parking.
It's a quiet.
They park down on the Eagles Road.
Park over here.
The ones that are in the back.
All right, that way.
All right. Yeah, that might be the other thing,
One's
was
in the
parking,
back.
if you have a lot of people.
Yeah, there's only one there caught fire.
I might not, might be long.
Just a minute, go on.
$5,000 there for a couple of motion lights? That's this month time.
Brent Cogan's the
Right now.
cheapest.
We'll figure it out.
He's at, I mean, I think after tax, before, yeah, I think taxes off going down to 26, so. We're trying to get Jim Coon to come up, he's actually the cheapest, but he's doing that house I told you about.
Okay, I was wondering what that paper was.
Yeah.
It makes sense too.
There's two of us.
I seen they drained that reservoir at the bottom of Blitzen too, or Crescent Hill, I guess, going.
Before nothing.
About 20 22 there.
Oh, yeah.
Were they dredging that one too?
No, they had some issues
Oh,
that they're fixing.
oh. Yeah, it's pretty dry. That's out there in the water authority too.
Yeah, that one is.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
the one up between the roads is out to the water.
Yeah,
And then up in the woods, once you go into the culvert,
yeah,
you go back over to the left there.
yeah.
Holiday Park, that one up in there.
I get all of it.
No, it's Holidays on the reservoir, but out to the trees and water.
Oh, and so it was a proclamation.
I know.
And it just goes there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
She wants to be up front and say it.
Yeah, I was going through there Saturday, I seen it dry. Has it been that way for a while?
Since last fall.
I haven't either.
Alright. Yes, I look what.
$100 for insurance this one? Should be 1,400?
No, the number you see that big last one.
Huh?
Including, no, it's right here.
I'll be paying like 1,400 a month.
No, the number you just did a big bill last one.
Oh, double.
We did that one, but
I need to send all your emails.
Good, yours? Hey, hold on, all right?
for what?
Not bad.
Internet?
Not as bad as mine.
One night ride. One night ride. Made a rough day for church, a big number, 2, 3 in the morning. It's all right though.
It's 7 o'clock, you guys are ready, just let me know. You ready? You ready?
I'm ready to work.
Everybody stand please, for the pledge of allegiance.
10 to 4. Says it there.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Casey, you want to do roll call?
Dan Smith,
Present.
Tom Brink,
Here.
Mike Consett, Jeffrey Gallagher.
Here.
Tom Dixon.
I'm here.
Motion to approve the minutes. Anybody have anything need to change or anything?
Yeah, the committees weren't defined and they were all well, and there were, whenever I read it, there was no motion to try and pay the monthly bills.
I need to make a motion to amend the minutes. What do you want to do with the committees, Jeff? You have any ideas?
Well, it says committees were assigned to board members. The personnel committee was
Oh.
Mike, Tom, and Jeff, but we said before that There wouldn't be 3 on there, but there was a whole other committee before that.
Yeah, there's a technical committee.
Yeah.
It was one,
We had
and
just-
Maintenance?
was one, and then,
Personnel.
the personnel committee.
those 3 committees were added, and then I'm pretty sure we did make a motion, it just didn't make it.
For the net, pay the bills. So, motion for mention the items to be amended on the map. Second?
I'll second.
Mike seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Okay. I guess the proper way to do that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to, do the amendments next month.
Public comment?
I was wondering if, everybody, and you guys have read the minutes of the 1975 meeting where they, borough started the water authority,
Was it 75 or 55?
70. Oh, wait, I don't know. I have a paper, I gave it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah. And it doesn't belong to the borough, I mean, it belongs to the people, not the borough, not the water authority.
Yeah,
They appointed the borough, appointed the water authority.
right.
Right. So this their insinuation that everybody should have their fingers in the pie are going to put all the money in, putting it in.
A lot of history, huh?
Oh, the big history, yeah, I'm not done yet.
Did you have something you wanted to say there, Mr. Rager?
Yes, I do. Well, let's start off with this. I got a problem corrected notice. Found it bouncing around on my porch. I never got a problem notice. So,
I don't know where he lives.
Yeah, what was
16
the,
Hump Street.
What's that?
16 Hump Street, right by where you guys were digging in the alleyway there.
so the problem was the leak?
Problem was late. I mean, you would have had one of them take your door, guaranteed. And if
I
the wind
was-
took it, when we can't, if the door's locked and no one answers, we had to take him to the door. So
Is
that's
that
why
a
you
re-
got.
Is that a rental property too, in Louis, or?
No, that's mine.
Oh, you live there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was even there that night because I stopped there on my way home from work and I texted Jeff.
Yeah.
Was
Is
that
that
mess
like-
cleaned up in your yard, Luke?
It was,
Are you satisfied with it?
well, for now.
What do you mean for now?
Well, I didn't take a real good look at it, hay on it.
Well, if something comes up and it's not, you're not satisfied, just let us know and we'll come over and address it for sure.
All right. I know Mrs. Amy wouldn't complain, but there was skid loader tracks up through her yard.
We got permission from her, sir.
Okay.
Which one's that?
I guess it's the lady that has the garage behind him, with the
Oh.
yard on the corner. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did get permission from her.
Okay. When
That's-
you guys are putting notices on my door, the one with the mailbox
Okay.
is the door that gets used all the time.
Okay.
You
No, it is.
stick it on the inside door,
All right.
that way the wind won't take it.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, we're definitely there.
Hopefully there isn't any more problems.
Yeah.
That
Hopefully,
one's
but you never know, off the line
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
that could result in another
we keep,
little water notice.
it's gonna keep finding its weakest link, I'm sure of.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tag off that though too?
Yeah.
That's what I know, like, I know I called and talked with Zach. Do you guys still have the all-call system?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know if that was something, cause I know it was like weeks after like the power went out and we were on, like, I know there was a couple of people, the high elevation were on the boil water notice. And we went and I didn't hear anything, and that's what I actually called, and he's like, yeah, I put a note on your door, but it had blown off. So I didn't know if that was kind of a thing though too, like the other door, but if you could call, like, I didn't know if you could still like call people just to kind of like just to verify or.
Should be an all should be able to do that.
That's what we're gonna hopefully talk about at the meeting today.
Get things updated.
Yeah, I mean, all the customers gotta call in with an updated telephone numbers, people change cell phone numbers and things like that.
I know we did that, I know we've done that a couple times.
We tried it at
Never
some
mailed
of the
something out.
meetings and stuff, but we never.
Never
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 mailed
discussed
nothing out or
it.
anything.
No, there's
Previous
multiple
meetings.
ways it can be done.
Mr. Chairman, I wasn't gonna bring anything up, but since Mrs. Morrison did, there needs to be a revolt instead of just her word alone standing. I would ask you on the board right now to consider what your pay base is, because it, back in 55, is pretty much the same as it is now. It's 2/3 Buchanan Township people. The other thing, how do you think the supervisors, or, excuse me, Urbana Borough with the water, how do you think they put the water lines in on the streets up in Rosebud and Plain City, because that was township? You have to have permission from the township people to do that. They asked, they said, we can't do this system just Urbana, we don't have the money for the pay base to pay the loan back. They went to the supervisors, they jumped on it, so those in Rosebud and Plain City had good water and fire protection, and they did the same thing back in the day as they did for the Hoop Up extension and for the loop that went to Blaine City. They didn't charge us for labor or use of their equipment and trucks. And they helped put all that in because those are township people and they wanted the best for their constituents. And that's what you people need to do, and use common sense. It was originally a loan that Borough co-signed because Tima at the time had nothing, no credit. So when the first time, and it was around 60, 61, they had it almost paid off and they went for a rollover and they signed on their own and they became their own entity. Everything from that point on was Tima, and the only authority left to Borough Council was appointment. And then the supervisors, I was the number 2 guy selected as a supervisor, Carl Rudnick won. And they set the precedent that the supervisors pick, all you do is just confirm for the Buchanan Township people. That's precedent, and everyone's just walking over common sense and facts. Urbana couldn't have done it with just Urbana people. There wasn't enough revenue. I thank you for letting me speak.
Who knows everything?
The fact that history is lost and can't back some of this up, that's a whole new topic, and I won't get into it, and I thank you for your time.
Anybody else? No, that's Ken, I thought that was somebody else. Any more public comment before we move on? Vision Press Production News Media thanks you for the privilege to film your meeting.
Yay.
You're welcome. Engineers report, Leo, you're up. Pass that down to Jeff. Another one there? You get one, Smitty?
Okay, on the water line project, Pinvest closeout process is still ongoing. I thought we were making some progress. I had traded emails with the DEP inspector. He said he was working on the final report and just wanted some pictures of the project. I sent it to him, and then about 2 days after that, I got an email from somebody else from DEP that wants to schedule a walkthrough. And their first availability is May 21st at 11 a.m. So they'll come up and do their final inspection, and then that should start moving the process forward. On the water treatment facility, the scope of work for the upgrades, I'm still trying to pin Chris down. I think it would probably be better if you guys gave me some dates and times that would work. I know you work till you're back here at 3:30, so
Yeah,
it wouldn't be
3:30,
before 3:30.
I could be here at 3:30. What about you, Jeff? I don't know. Yeah.
I want to be a little early,
Okay.
just before Central.
So is it any day better than others?
As long as it's not Friday.
Okay.
Friday after 4, I'm unavailable.
Okay, I'll try to pin Chris down. on-
Yeah, I can make myself available, as long as it's not the first Thursday of the month. You're what, Tuesday of the month or something like that. I wouldn't be available the first Thursday of the month, and Jeff wouldn't be available the first, or the third Tuesday of the month. Cause he sits on the school board, that's when they have their meetings.
Would you even consider going in with BCI? It would be, make everything a lot cheaper.
JCI.
On the small water sewer grant, I have a resolution here for you guys. Pass, I attached a preliminary cost estimate to the report. So, as part of this grant, you know, it's, eligible projects are from between 30,000 and 500,000. You have to have 15% matching funds. So, rough estimates for the completing the water line loop on, I guess that would be South Hill Street.
Third
And
Rosebud.
and then up to Union Street is estimated at $260,000 when you subtract off the 15% matching funds. The grant request amount is $221,000.
So how much would that be that we would have to put up? Do you know?
15% would be
39,000.
39,000.
For a loop on a water line, pretty cheap. The only thing I would request though, Leo, I don't know if it would turn, it should, hopefully it doesn't do anything for the engineering though. Can we turn on and go past that an extra 20 to 30 feet and turn on in that bank on that road and turn on and put a fire hydrant? For the
Yeah, we
sign
can
back
have,
there, 'cause
yeah,
there is
yeah, I
none.
mean, this is all,
within 3 or
until we
4 miles.
finalize everything,
Yeah,
you know,
other
but
than,
yeah, this is just, for submission purposes. So, but yeah, we can we can add a fire hydrant to the end there and, walk and connect back in up on Union Street.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and, that's the resolution, you guys need to pass a resolution, and then we can put it together. The deadline for the application is April 30th, so it's the end of the month, so. And then I did get some feedback from DEP on your fuel tank situation. And I did attach the emails I got to the engineer's report. Basically, for an above-ground fuel tank that's less than 1,100 gallons, there's no permitting or registration with DEP required. So you can just bring it in there and set it.
the
Less than-
secondary containment, no.
Well, I mean, you would want that, I mean, they don't, but they don't regulate that.
They don't, yeah, they don't require that.
That would just be yours, and just for your info, the capacity includes the piping from the tank to the generator. So if you bought a 1,100 gallon tank, you'd be exceeding 1,100 gallons, because you'd have
Oh, it's, it counts the line.
it counts the volume of the fuel in the piping. So, you know, you're basically looking at 1,000 gallon. You could bring 1,000 gallon skid mounted double wall tank in there
Yeah.
and set it. Underground, anything over 110 gallons requires permitting and registration.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We don't need a permit to remove that, do we?
I don't, I'd have to check with the removal company to see what they would need to do.
I know, Weekland said they would pull it out of there for us, the drain, as long as we didn't bury it, they'll pull it out of there with their record. So, I don't know what we do with it from there, if they take it, or if we get a hold of Google and see if Google would be interested.
Yeah, find out where it's going.
Take it out.
No, easier, I don't know if it's, I think it might be plastic, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's steel.
Oh, then it would probably go good.
I'm pretty sure it's steel.
That was put in 92.
No, 2004.
That's
Well,
probably why it's
between
so warm in there.
2003, 2004, when the plant was built.
Mr. Chairman, on this grant that you're getting, I don't know whether it's the same one that BCIMA is going after, but they had to pay, permit
permits from the county, DEP, and I don't recall all of them. It was close to $4,000. Are you writing something like that into your narrative? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I mean, the location of this project is basically on the street, so we're not crossing any streams or wetlands or anything like that, so there would be no
permitting.
NTDS permits or chapter 105 permits. You know, you would have to do a simple ENS plan to satisfy requirements. Since you're replacing the existing water line, DEP doesn't require a public water supply permit.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the clarification.
That's it.
That's all you have?
This pay an annual storage fee tank, above ground tank, we gotta pay it?
No, that's,
Only if it's underground?
yeah.
Okay.
If it's registered, if it's a tank that requires registration, you
Okay,
pay.
so-
I know personally myself, I'd sooner see it above ground, that way if we do have an issue, we know it.
Yeah, you know really quick.
And then I know them containment solution cubes, I don't know, I think that's what we have over there at the plant, I know they're not 1,000 gallons. I don't know what sizes they have, if you ever seen those.
Yeah, I've seen them, but I don't know what sizes they have, and I don't know if they actually sell them at the factory or if they.
I don't know
sell them.
that. I
They're
don't
made
know.
down in Maggie.
Yeah, yep. But they're like a tank inside a tank, so if
Right.
you would have an issue, you
Oh, they don't have the skirting around it?
know.
It's just, it's a double
It's a
wall
tank,
tank.
it's a tank inside a tank, basically, is what it is.
Yeah, those are ones in Florence.
That tank, sorry, Mr. Dixon, that tank fell because of the water, right?
There's water in the fuel.
That's why you're getting this replacement?
Yeah.
If you do any changing out there, I guess this is to Lee, we said you don't need permits to put it in, but to change anything that has to do with the controller back on the plant, don't you have to have DEP pre-approval?
I'm sorry, what?
To change where you're getting your fuel from inside to outside, don't you even some of that
Well, the
little,
other one's outside. I mean, it's.
there's no change order required, like
No,
pre-approval from
not
DEP?
for, you know, it's not, if we were moving it from outside to inside, yeah, there would be.
And other, if you're gonna dig that up, won't there be remediation?
Well, that's what
I'm
we
sure
would
we
have
can
to
look
talk
into
to, Weeklands to see.
And just include, like, so you know in your budget, cause if it's water in there, you know it's leaching out.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to them and see.
Thank you.
We could probably set a meeting up with them if you want. They seem like pretty good people. So I guess, pass the resolution, we need to motion for that, if we wanna move forward with that, right?
The resolution for the grant application.
Is there a motion for that?
What's the resolution?
That would be 2501. I don't know if we did it this year, or, you know, Casey?
We haven't done it this year.
That was in 2024.
You know, the public comment is us.
It was in 2024, right?
Yep.
So I believe it would be 2501. I believe. You guys wanna talk about it?
You made a motion, didn't you?
Yeah.
You make motions?
I'll second.
You got a second? Tom Dixon makes a motion to pass resolution 2501. Jeff Gallagher seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Another $100 one?
Yeah.
Motion passes.
Would you need that check tonight?
No, we, on these ones, it's easier for us to just take care of it and.
Oh, okay.
invoice it.
Is that all you have there?
Yes, that's all.
Operator report.
What you want me to do, or you want to do it?
It's up to you, I can. Alright, so, plant produced a total of 3,601,400 gallons of water in the month of March. I think we billed for 2.4 million gallons. We're probably looking at about 33%, unaccounted for. Reservoir is full and overflowing and the well is currently off. Hoop Up Road, 2-inch line's been repaired. Boil advisory check samples were collected and came back negative, and the boil advisory's been lifted. We did a full CIP on Skid A on Sunday, April 6th. Skid B is scheduled for the month of May. Saturday, March 22nd, Skid B was taken offline and the first module was disconnected to investigate the pressure decay alarm. The first module had a previous repair that came unseated. The pin was reseated and the pressure decay issue is not alarmed since that pin was reseated. Attached to this report are several quotes to add outdoor lighting along the side of the building and the back of the building. The contractors are saying the existing lights cannot be repaired. I think there's multiple quotes in there attached, but it looks like they're still waiting for one on the 25th from MH Electric.
Yep.
Okay. Also attached to the report's a quote for a pH probe. The current benchtop pH probe will not calibrate. USA Blue Book was called to check on a warranty, and they were told, or we were told it was a 6-month warranty. And we purchased that pH probe in September of 2024. The pH probe is about $200 more than the previous, and that's a glass probe that we're asking for now. They're saying that it will last a considerable amount of time, longer than the plastic one we purchased previously.
What's your thoughts on that, Ken?
I'd have to see what they're looking at, but yeah, glass probe is definitely gonna last longer than a plastic probe would.
I think even when we were doing the CIPs, there's not that new like chemical mixture on the CIPs, like that when we're checking pH on that, that's doing a number two to the probe.
Yeah,
So,
that's, whenever you're looking at like really super low pHs, I mean, that can kind of mess up your pH probe, so, yeah, that's kind of the nature of the business, unfortunately.
Sorry to cut you off there.
You're right. PRWA leak detection scheduled for the first week of May. Rob's currently enrolled in a 12-week course, 1 day each week for the operator's license training course. And Rob and Zach have been working to replace meters.
You got some questions, yeah?
Ryan just asked us to jot some stuff down.
Okay.
So we just things on top of our head, you know.
How soon do we need a pH meter, like immediately? We need to, for the NPDS permit, we have to do that, once a week, but for the, CT calculations, for the, Giardia inactivation, that has to be done every day because there's no pH, probe in the plant.
Mhm.
So that number has to be inserted every day into the system in order to calculate that number, so.
Are we looking to buy just a new probe, or you need a whole new piece of equipment?
Just the probe.
That's
They
fine.
say eventually though, we can turn on price out, turn on putting the pH probe in line.
I mean, ideally, that's what we would need.
Save a lot of man hours, wouldn't it?
What's that?
Would that save man hours?
Yeah, a little bit.
Probably, well, you can monitor it more often, couldn't you?
What's that?
You could monitor it more often too.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you would be able to monitor it continually rather than just once a day. I mean, ideally, that's what you want. But as far as, saving time or anything, I don't know, it's gonna save too much time. We still have to calibrate the one. I mean, it's not that much, but there's still maintenance on inline ones too, so.
What's the ATA on the new one? We have it pretty quick.
Have you guys, ordered that yet?
No, yeah, I don't think.
I mean, typically you can get them in a couple days.
So we should probably get one sooner than later.
I guess we're just looking for a motion for the probe.
I'll make that motion.
Committee wants to make a motion to purchase the probe for the pH.
I'll second.
Mike Crossy seconds it. All in favor? Alright. So you got, what, was the other one waiting? I guess we're waiting on quotes yet though, right?
Yeah, we're still on for the 25th, it said.
This And that's all we have scheduled. Everyone else has showed up and called except, Wired Wizard, and, they're not coming up, so.
Yeah, so, is that all you guys?
Well, here's the distribution of what, do you wanna add anything?
You wanna go ahead, Rob?
I mean, one of the things, well, you have update customer info, like, should we talk about some way that we're gonna, like, I was saying to Casey, like, we start people paying at the window.
That'd be a good place to start.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people pay at the window, but then like, just kinda like going from step to step, like, I don't know if you could mail a card
I would think
with
we'd be able to mail
like
a letter.
like a
You can-
magazine
You can put it on the bottom of your bill.
or that.
Can we, would that have to go
You
through
can
the
turn around, send a
application?
piece of paper in an envelope, with it, you're still paying for the stamp.
Sorry.
Put it in an envelope, turn around, put the letter in your bill, and turn around, send it, see what makes that time.
And
You
then,
can, you can turn, you can set it up online, people can turn around, register online.
Mr. Chairman, did you discover, in the last meeting, you were discussing about the easement from the plant to the reservoir. Did you discover that you had a lawful easement?
we have a verbal agreement.
Okay.
With the game committee.
Thank you.
So, I guess we can get to that on the,
Do you want, do you want, do you want me to jot through your notes here?
Yeah, it don't matter, we will do,
You're saying we have the verbal, that's the verbal we have.
I don't like some of these, I'm not gonna be able
Right.
to.
and us to use their road too.
They say there's no agreement.
Well, he told me we could.
Huh?
He told me we could use it.
Oh, he told
No,
me.
the road by the plant, not Barron's Road. That's what
He
told
said
me.
he'll shut that one off too.
Well, he can't shut the one off straight out from the plant.
No.
No, that's a right of way. With
Yeah,
that water line running through there, that's a
Yeah.
right of way. Yeah, he said he could shut it off.
Well, he's got a boss too, though.
Dallas is taking care of that. I was gonna bring that up a little later.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, it's all right.
Two questions.
You getting a handle on getting accurate meter readings so that you can come up with a more accurate monthly usage?
yeah, so what we talked to several board members, and, we're gonna change them all to the sensors now, instead of the digital, like the manual reads, cause they're not, so we're gonna go around starting, change them over to the electronic sensors. The way it'll be more accurate, go right in the tablet, right in
By
the.
what percentage would that be, Robert?
I don't know, I'm just new, but what my time here, I can see that that's an issue. Some of the numbers, sometimes faded on those manuals, so they're not always accurate, sometimes.
How about you, Ms. Casey, you was like, what, 50 out of the customer base that is messing your numbers up, or is it more? I'm just curious.
Less than 50.
Yeah, this month it was less than 50.
And you're getting a handle on it.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like a bad read report?
Well, so you're coming up with, actual
Yeah.
accurate gallons used per month, because that way you figure out, right, you know what your cost per gallon is leaving the plant.
You know your loss too then.
Yeah.
You know your loss then too, what you're losing.
Yeah, exactly, that's my point, and that's needed at the end of the year when you do the water audit, the DEP. Second question, sir, is I still see the bag on the Union Street hydrant. I'd really appreciate it, I'm sure the people up there would, if there'd be more of a priority put on it.
Yeah, we met with Nick, and he's at from LB Water on Thursday, last Thursday. We discovered that the threads on the shaft are stripped, so there's no threads left, that's why I kept spinning. So the
Well,
port,
that's all good and well, but it's been 3 months.
hey, I know, I'm only here 3
I'm
months.
not on you, kid, I'm just saying.
Did they give any indication they'll take care of it?
The LB Water's on us apart, so once they arrive, Nick will come down and he'll help us assemble that, so it's in working order.
Okay, so they're gonna take care of that.
Yes. The parts will be ordered.
Pay for it?
Yeah, they should.
I don't know about that, I just know the parts will be.
That's what I mean, they're gonna take care of it. How old a hydrant is that?
That's brand new.
23.
That stuff's guaranteed in there.
Well, there might be bigger issues with that too, I
Yeah.
think. Go ahead, Rob, tell them what you found.
So the hydrant's filling up with water, so that means when they put it in, they didn't put enough stone down at the bottom for it to filter the water, so now
For the weep over there.
yeah, so now it's probably plugging up with mud, and over time, that's how it's draining through
Or-
the mud.
Or whenever they tried to use it, when it was 20 below
Yeah.
zero, it
Might have been freezing
it might have
bust.
been froze.
Yeah, the
So
shaft,
it's not draining down at all.
Could have been.
It holds water.
over time, but
Oh,
it
Yeah,
fills
right,
up.
right.
But yeah, the shaft, like Tom said, was probably frozen, so we tried to spin that, just, there goes the
They
thread.
wiped the threads.
The other
Looks
side
like-
of that that's probably only, what, 2 feet?
Yeah.
There, it's not
So-
much.
Who installed that? Do you guys know? Was that?
Ron Hope.
Deal?
Deal.
Yes.
That's strange, there's a ditch right there, you would've.
They put it right back in the same spot they
Yeah.
took the old one from.
Well, was there an old one there before? Well, at least we know what the.
Did they say when they can get to
Root
it?
cause was.
LB Water,
Yeah,
Nick was ordering the parts when he got back to the office last week, so,
so they know what they need.
yeah, they gotta get them out of New York, out of one of their stations out of New York. So when they put the order in, a few days till it arrives.
It's like
Thank you.
yeah, well, it's like a brass. It was like a brass
Yeah.
thread. It's like an acting thread. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a real coarse thread.
shredded it.
And they can pop the top off its breakaway and put it down in, or it has to be pulled out.
Yep, we already did. We already took the bonnet off the top, and we'll take the coupler off the shaft. The bottom shaft connects the top shaft. Take the coupler off, and we can then take the top shaft out, replace it with the new coupler.
Right, because they don't have to pull the stop out to that, just have to run a new shaft out.
Hey, since we're talking about hydrants, go ahead. Sorry, Jeff.
No, I was just saying, whenever you did that, you'd have spun the old shaft out of that piece and then turn around, then you can put the new one back in and then put it all back together.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, it can be done in place,
Yeah.
as long as
Yeah.
you don't have to change the plunger.
correct.
So
And it's moving. It's you know it's working. The bottom shaft is working nice. It was just that top shaft. It's only probably about a foot and a half, maybe I would say.
I don't know.
Not even. Yeah.
But since we're on hydrants, was that you or Zach when you guys were saying that the fire hall wanted to know if they could have one of those old ones over there or
Yeah.
something?
Yep. They want one of the old ones sitting out in the back for training for the new firefighters coming in.
I don't have an issue with it. You guys, I don't know if we need to vote on that or what.
To give it to them, it's just scrap.
Yeah, it's just laying right here.
Okay.
Good.
And what we started doing as well is when me and Zach go flushing, we just started packing them full of food grade grease as well, the tops. That way they're always greased. So.
Do you have something to say, Bill?
I was gonna say, you gotta put it in minutes anyway, that way,
Yeah, we'll.
three boards down the road,
Yeah.
they're not complaining to show
Shall
up.
we give a
Yeah.
all right. Scrap hydrant? Is that all you guys have?
I mean, there's other stuff, but
Satellite.
yeah, we talked to Ryan before about satellite reads in the future. You know, something just to bring up, talk about. But
That'd be
Pricey.
yeah.
yeah, it's a little pricey, but
Would that,
we just want to talk
radio
about
reads, not
Yeah.
satellite.
yeah, radio reads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can get expensive.
Yeah.
Depends whether you get the vehicle mounted one where you drive around, or if you get,
I think that's what BCI has in it, don't it? Is that what BCI has? The radio reads on their truck. Is that how they read their
They have
meters?
some, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought they had something.
No.
the fixed base one where you put them on a radio tower, like, you know, they're more expensive.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I got one more question, sorry. What's the status on the camera at the reservoir?
We have a camera. We're waiting on a lockbox, I believe, right?
Yeah, they were just ordered today.
Okay.
as soon as it comes in, I think it's due to come in 24th or something like that, and we'll get it right out to the reservoir and get it set up. Checked on it today. Everything looks good. It's overflowing. So.
Thank you.
If we can just
Good.
mini excavator, we gotta get that service. So we don't. They can come out and do it. They also talk about extended warranties, and we can also because the warranty ends April 27th this month, because it was a 2-year warranty from when they bought it. So
Do you know what the warranty, extended warranty costs?
I don't. We can call back. I just said
They can send us quotes. I can email the guy we bought it off of.
Okay, when they're supposed to answer some questions about what they were gonna include in that maintenance agreement?
I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, we talked about that.
How much-
Rob did talk to
It
them.
was the second,
Huh?
or third time.
You're talking to Rob.
yeah. We both talked to the guy and
They tell you what all it's gonna include? I think that was what the hang-up was.
yeah, I think oil change,
Oil change.
fuel filler,
And they're gonna grease the whole thing.
yeah.
What?
They're gonna grease the whole thing.
How much was that? Was it over 1,000, wasn't it?
$1,020.
You guys want
To do it once a year, right?
Yeah, it would.
They ain't put enough hours on to do it 2 or 3 times.
Right. Yeah, no, this was once for 500-hour service or something like that. Because then they had 2-year service and a 4-year service. It just got pricier and pricier. You know. But we can email them to the board and.
You wanna push it, you guys wanna vote on it now, or what are you thinking? Do you guys think we should do that route, or do you guys think you can do it, or what do you think?
You don't want my thoughts on
Yeah,
it. I think them guys are capable of doing it if they do it.
Yeah,
There ain't much to it.
We said we would do it. I mean, we had no problem doing it. We were just waiting for the approval to go buy the, you know,
That's not gonna.
Really, you don't need it.
I think we're behind the eight ball. I think can do it, but you're behind the eight ball right now. I'm trying to find stuff.
How many leaks you
But filters and oil and grease is a lot less than $1,000. And I see two capable guys of doing it. One of the guys we had here before didn't wanna do it. It's what, an hour? You're done. I say go do in-house maintenance on it.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Same way with that skid steer, it needs the same way, and most of the stuff we can do with the trucks, or when we have to send it to Chevy garage.
But are you doing it?
Order more supplies for water line repair.
I mean, that's $1,000 for changing filters and oil and grease, that is way too much.
We got some leaks coming up, so.
Or do some get that in there?
You wanna see what it is on a, you wanna see what it is on a
A
D11?
certain amount of money, they don't need, more approval. or whatnot, but maybe-
15,000 a year.
Maybe it's worth talking.
I just know if they don't do it right, they have a problem.
Well, that's the problem.
If the motor smokes and nobody got any sand.
Do they do analysis on the oil? Is that part of the $1,000?
I don't know.
I didn't see that.
I don't think it was in there. And that ain't a bad idea to see if there's any metal in the oil. You can still do it for a lot less than $1,000 too.
I just put a magnet in my oil plug.
Well, we can do that ourselves, we can send the oil samples in and have a check for any.
I know, I've done that.
Well, you guys will find out when you
Actually,
pull the plug, it may have a magnetic, plug in it anyhow, you're gonna find out there's shavings in it.
Yeah, Birchville.
Probably.
Yeah, Birchville.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat.
Okay, so that's that.
Alright.
All right, that's my,
Okay.
I don't know, we need a motion to do that, or
Well, we don't need a
just let our
motion to
guys,
do it in-house, or just, we
got
need a
rain,
motion to pay the.
got rain days, they can do it.
We'd need a motion to pay them to do it, for that's over the amount that we normally, you know.
Yeah, be doing the working hours. You know, don't come in at midnight to do it.
Is that all, bro?
No,
You got more?
And you don't hold this year.
no. The red truck, the red Ford 250, what are we gonna do with that? We gonna fix it, get it inspected?
I just,
My question is, do we really need it?
I don't think so.
Because we have the silver Chevy and then we have the white one,
Yep.
the white Chevy.
If I would use that red truck, it's just go check the reservoir.
Well, is it still safe to take and use to check the reservoir?
Yeah, once we fix some holes.
I wouldn't even take it out on the road, it ain't fit to be on the road.
No, if you're not on the road, you're
Gonna
gonna
run
run the
the
reservoir
road.
road.
Out to the reservoir and back, and that's it.
Okay.
You
Drop
might
the
well
license
beat that
on it.
truck as opposed to the new one.
Yeah, insurance and motions can go.
Yeah,
And if it breaks, you just drag it in,
that
it's done.
insurance part is a little questionable.
True too.
Well, what happened though if something happened and you got hurt though? Whether
You don't have to have a license and inspection on it to have insurance. Put a form pad in it.
more.
What about the camo truck? What are we doing with that? Gonna let it sit?
I have nothing about that. How do you guys wanna do that?
We were supposed
to try to sell it before, weren't we?
Now,
You'd have to put it out to
bids
bid,
on it.
wouldn't you?
Put take bids on it.
We can put it out to bid.
That's what I thought was gonna happen before.
Now, that's ours, not the forestry department, right?
That I
That's
I
a question
think
we need
it's
to ask
titled,
first.
yeah, I seen the title to that. It's titled to the authority, so it wouldn't be the forestry.
Okay.
I think they might have got it all.
Did we put that back in the drawer? Isn't there a title for that one?
Maybe find that out before we put it out to bid.
It's over at the bank, title for it.
Yeah, maybe find that out before we put it out to bid,
Yeah.
that we know it's ours to bid
Yeah, I'm
out.
pretty sure it's in the authority's name.
That camo truck,
Yeah.
I thought that come from Harrisburg. One of those, the supervisors helped set the deal. So,
Yeah, but deal, if that came out of surplus, the deal on that, if you keep it so many years, you are allowed to get rid of
we
it.
had it all.
All this,
It was fine back in the day.
10 years that I know of. 8 years.
Bob,
Yes, so,
anything else?
just come up with a plan, fix some leaks we already talked about. And, we're we already talked about moving all the scanners outside of people's fences. I think that's just a liability for us. You know, we step on someone's garden this time of year, their flower bed, and we're responsible. I think another 10 feet of wire, just move right outside. It would save a lot of hassle, just scan and go. Anybody thoughts on that?
That meter should be
Well, that should
accessible
be
anyway.
outside.
Like
Yeah,
outside of a fence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
what
I said-
about just mounting them on the fence?
Yeah, or either one, just
So you don't have to go in.
Yeah, just so we're not going to someone. Let
I
the
think
dang
that
dog
should be
run.
done.
There's no dog there, it's like just possibly bite
Just,
you.
you just need work orders to.
Like that, when you have to ask the people if you're allowed to put it on their fence or not.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
They might say, hey, I don't want to.
I mean, you tell them to read the meter.
I'm just like whacking it or like hitting it with a
Oh,
roller,
yeah.
though. I don't know if that would
High enough.
High.
Yeah, I think that's something they can work through.
always good to specify.
Yeah, that's right. Just one last thing, just, when we we're gonna get a list of, supplies we need for these, leaks and everything, and we'll submit them to everybody. What all we need. Go through inventory.
Yeah, like,
Okay, I'm done, I think.
Huh?
Oh,
You're all this down here, is that you?
I don't wanna keep going, Tom.
you're all right, you're all right.
Now there's some stuff in there you need to talk about.
What we doing with uniforms? I mean, my co-partner over here.
Oh, this guy.
I don't know if we're getting uniforms or not getting uniforms, just some shirts maybe.
I think we can get them now, right? We're all satisfied with the bill?
Thank you.
I think though, from now on, we're gonna make you sign for them, you don't turn them in, you know you're paying for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what that cost us, $800 some, wasn't it?
Don't know if I got one more.
Sorry. Reservoir Road needs some attention.
Yes, it does. It's getting, some of them spots are getting pretty rough. Reservoir Road, getting kind of rough out there, some spots, so we need to take care of that.
Well, let me address that.
Perfect.
We were told a meeting or two ago that the millings were available and somebody was gonna take care of getting that. And I don't think he's done it yet.
Okay.
And if somebody better hurry the hell up and get it because there ain't much left out there.
All right.
Wow.
Can you find out, get that contact information, Rob?
Yeah, if I
We
I'll
need to-
call.
We need to arrange for, trucking, we wanna get somebody local to haul
We already approved that last year.
it.
didn't we?
Yeah, but it hasn't been taken care of, and the milling pile's going down fast. There may be between 150 and 200 ton there, and that's it,
Where's that at?
just before you get into Asheville.
Oh, okay.
Not at
I
the
know.
stockpile, it's the one beyond it.
I saw it.
Now, what they got back at the stockpile, that's what they've already ground, they're keeping after themselves. But that was supposed to be taken care of,
Take care.
and it wasn't. You gonna take care of it?
Yeah, I'll get the contact information and I'll call.
You have that, Casey, who's out there?
You know what truck we talked about?
But I take everything that they'll give us.
All right.
Well, they give it to us for $6 a ton, wasn't it? $5 or $6 a ton, wasn't
It's
Like
cheap.
that.
It was cheap.
it? Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Of course,
it's
that was last year's price, so I don't know what's
Oh,
going
they
on.
think they
continue
held
to
it.
clean through this year though.
Oh, they
Huh?
did?
Yeah, they continue
Okay.
Yeah.
this year.
Something happened, the guy had a death in the family or something, and he just let it go.
Okay.
But I think it's all back together.
Mr. McCusker, you got something to say?
Has there been like a survey of a couple of you board members go up on that road? I mean, what's the point of putting millings down if you don't take care of the water problem? If you don't take care of the water first, you're just wasting time and money putting anything on that.
Well, we're gonna put some cross pipes in it.
There you go.
Yeah,
But we're gonna put dual 2 and 3 6-inch pipes side by side because we own it. You know, we've discussed that for about 3 years now.
Okay.
But we definitely have to get that, and like I said, I talked to the other guys, put a sump at the upper end, lay 2 or 3 pipes in there, daylight out, it'll heal.
Alright.
But you do have another thing on here, I think too, we don't wanna do this again, where did I see that at? No more digging that bank out and taking the clay out there and putting on the road. That ruined that road. It was bad, and dumping clay on it didn't help it. Well, that's a no-no.
Hopefully we'll stop milling.
Well, we gotta get them pipes in first.
On the same topic, Mr. Dixon, Mr. Chairman,
Oh.
well, I mean, I'm supposed to address him,
Tell him.
but I'm
You're
talking for you. And all the board members, has anyone approached the Cary Township supervisors? I mean, they may, if you ask them nicely, use their truck, their people, go over and pick that stuff up. They used to do that kind of stuff all the time. And they would bring it, and maybe they'd even tailgate it where you wanted, or at least at a convenient spot where,
Well, we don't wanna take a big truck back in there.
well, they could take it to a point that
Yeah.
they could bring you up your bulk. You got the equipment to do the rest.
Thinking about bringing it into the yard and dumping it there and then take it out with little truck. There's places out there that line crosses, it ain't very deep, and tracks or something out there,
Oh, no.
really, it'll break down for it.
Yeah, I agree. So they could bring it at least up to here and maybe even use their discount. Just a thought, because they used to cooperate and help so much in the past. I think if you just extend,
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
They'll never ever pass. You have down here generator, is that for the one at well two, or?
At the plant, we just gotta, I just put it down on the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure it's kicking on.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, do you know anything about that? Could you help us out with that?
I mean, it was originally set up to exercise, I believe, typically it's once a week, 15, 20 minutes, just, you know.
It was supposed to run every Monday.
Yeah.
I thought
Is that what it was,
an hour.
Monday?
Did it run an hour?
I don't know.
I mean,
15
it's,
minutes.
How long did it run every Monday?
15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be
you would need to
automatic,
get,
right?
get the generator rep guy to come in, you know, whoever your service guy is for the generator.
Do you have a number you can
I
call?
think somebody,
Comes in
it'd be easier to kind of look at the manual first before you call somebody in.
Do we have a manual for it?
I'm sure there's a manual there somewhere for it, if you can turn, go in there and find it.
You might be able to, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you hear that? Jeff says he thinks there's a manual there for that, if we could look through that first.
Yeah, we'll find, we'll look through it for sure.
Is that, like that road, I can go out with you sometime, and then mark the low spots out and stuff, and get that, there's gotta be, there's probably 40, 50 pieces of pipe left over there. It's no good, we can't use it for water, so we'll just use it out there.
Yeah.
Like I say, with doubles, triples, sump holes, it'll take care of itself. Something, oh, I know what I wanted to ask. You got gravel on there, you wanna get 2 V's?
No, we're not just too big, we just went, you know, we're running low on things and,
I think you need to get a couple loads of 2A, 2RC.
okay.
I don't know what you're low on, so.
Well, they have a break or something, they're gonna need quite a bit of it.
I know you are low on something over there. So,
You had,
I don't
Well,
know.
2A is a better stone.
yeah.
That's what we're low on.
Huh?
That's what we're low on, too.
I'd say I'd get at least 2, 3 loads in there,
I'm okay with it. I don't know.
50, 75 ton.
Yeah, I don't know if that would even be. You have my blessing, I don't know if we need a motion for that, do we need?
Yeah, it's gonna be,
It'll be a couple dollars.
yeah, about 3 grand, about
Yeah, I'll
4,000.
motion for nothing, you can get quotes for it and then turn on motion for them next month.
Once you do that,
You get quotes for it?
We can,
get close, what, 75 ton more or less.
That and the trucking,
Yeah, cause,
we have to include the trucking too.
how many leaks did you guys find? 6, didn't you?
6 leaks.
How about cold patch, you guys need any of that?
Roughly, yeah.
That's something there, you can take the trailer and run over to New Enterprise or, Grants Brothers and get that, cause we only need a couple ton of it. You gotta get a truck full of cold patch. I think the last I heard it's like $85 a ton now. Don't quote me on that, that might be my price.
Yeah,
You get a quote on
I will.
But they ought, should have a couple ton of that laying up there too. And item 11, they give me a paper CNR did about repair couplers for that. It's a newer coupler, I can't think of what they call it now, it has a handle on it, really nice, and it's really good for the new pipe. We should have a couple of them in case somebody would dig into that.
Are they yellow?
Huh?
The yellow?
The Alpha
The
company.
yellow ones.
Yeah, we have some of those.
You get some,
Yeah, we've been using, they're real nice.
yeah.
So,
Do they have the rip out O-ring in them?
Yep.
Okay,
That's
so
what,
they're multiple use, right?
Yeah, for different ODs.
yeah,
Different ODs, okay. So you did get some.
yes.
You rip out, that's still, I thought they turned, I thought those ones 40, them ones still turn for the smaller OD.
Yeah, some of them will, though.
Can't hear.
When you split the pipe one, they'll flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Then his uniform thing, I think they should get them,
Yeah.
but not get carried away.
Yeah.
Need a motion or just tell them do it?
Well, it depends on, I guess it probably depends on the cost. You probably should have a motion for it. You approve uniforms for Zach, at least, cause he's full-time. Rob, no,
He is too, isn't he?
yeah, he's still,
60
Well,
days out.
yeah, he's still, I mean, we can approve it, you know, providing, yeah.
As long as it returns them, it don't cost us anything, other than their monthly rental.
So just get a motion to approve uniforms for the employees.
I'll make that motion.
Mike Ross makes a motion to approve.
We putting any limitation on it? Not 500 sets of this and 20 sets of that?
think they do, like.
I mean, common sense.
You come once a week to
Yeah.
exchange them.
Yeah,
Company I work for does 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what most of them
that's
are.
what we
2
get
weeks.
14 days, I have 14 Thursdays is what I get.
We get 11 at work.
Yeah. Wanna do 11 or?
Not 6 pair of coveralls and what was the other one? Jackets.
You guys get that? You okay with that? Rob?
Yeah, thank you.
So, Mike makes the motion to approve the rentals,
I'll second.
Tom Dixon second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried.
The camel truck, we're gonna wait to verify ownership, right?
I'm pretty sure I saw the tow for that.
Yeah, I think we did when we was in the safety deposit box.
That's pretty sure.
I got one more.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
Sorry, Tom.
Where you at?
Number 16, I think it's a good idea if we get some good walkies, one back to the plant, we can take the reservoir, because we both had different carriers, and there's no cell phone service out there.
I don't know.
We talked about mine at one point.
I know we talked about it, but I don't know. I know you got a pager, but I don't know. Is there a walkie-talkie?
He's got the pager, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Like if we have an
you talking
emergency.
about in the trucks or handheld?
Handheld, just hand, something we can take out with us, leave one with Casey or Vicky, you know, in case we
Yeah,
have an
but-
emergency.
You have any ideas and prices or anything?
Yeah, we can get some prices, send them out.
We may be able to get some, I don't know if they have it anymore. Forestry has them up there that we can get for nothing.
Okay.
But they'll go on, I think they'll go on the bar band.
You should probably do a
So,
radio.
so now they go on the ultra high,
Said you should probably
They
have a
will give
radio
them to us.
study done.
but I don't know who's contact them.
Yeah,
Everybody,
they-
everybody I know
in the
retired.
past,
Because once we have now, they won't reach up to the reservoir.
Yeah, they did
That's
read,
it.
so
The
you may
truck
have to
ones
put
or the
like a
handle?
repeater
The
up
handle
on the
ones.
tank or something.
We don't have truck ones.
Are they
There's none in the trucks.
At one time, you guys had radios
Yeah.
in trucks and
Tell you something,
and
Yeah.
handhelds.
I don't think they have them anymore. Baltimore, they have
There's a
some
CD with reach up.
really good.
You can just go to
I've seen it.
Huh? They still do?
company
No?
sells.
They have it for money.
Yeah.
They went
I
out
don't know
pretty good.
about
I had company radio.
What's that?
Huh?
I had
I don't
company
know anybody
radio.
that's got anymore.
Everybody's got cell
You
phones.
talk to them.
Yeah. I mean,
Is
I
modern
found one of
communication
those.
still in business? Modern communications.
On company radio.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
That's what I was
wondering if they're still in
They're like-
Yeah,
I could be in
that's-
Evansburg talking to somebody.
He's right, everybody wants cell
Is it,
phones, so well
it's off
around,
repeaters.
but I think there's still some around. I don't know who's the fire department use?
Yeah, if you don't take them handhelds,
Pardon me?
I probably goes through county.
I don't know what he
Yeah, but
charges.
they have-
Tom Petkosh out of
I
Phillipsburg.
remember talking
He
about
puts you on a private
a
system.
repeater up on the antenna
That's who he
on
lives
the hill
tall.
here.
Send
He's still doing it?
This is.
There was another guy.
I thought we had one repair was for our own use.
communications.
Yeah, but I
I know
think
he has a good
that's,
system.
but I don't know if it's still there.
Somebody said it's a little expensive after
I don't know who that,
Some of those you trying to start paying by the minute whenever your drivers are on there squawking about their lives for the last, 2 weeks, and you're paying, it's on your time, it
Oh, I
gets
thought it was
kind
a monthly rental thing.
Yeah,
Funded by the usage.
yeah, you turn on and pay monthly, like flat fee to turn on, use it, and then you turn on and pay like minimal for every minute of airtime. Yeah, that's where it got pricey.
Yeah.
You guys wanna give us some ideas, what you want?
Yeah, we'll send them over.
See if we can figure it out.
DJ, they know.
From,
Appreciate it.
He might know.
That digging out the back,
Yeah, I don't,
that needs dug, but not put, don't wanna take it out and put it on the road.
I think we got leaks and stuff to take care of first too, so.
it was just something we saw and wanted
Yeah.
to bring it up too. It was just something.
It may turn into shale, but I tell you what, everything I seen them digging out is garbage.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay.
Are you sure? I'll be
Okay. Why didn't we postpone that till this other guy gets the price?
I think we probably should.
And then I'll get you that number.
Okay,
I looked for it for her the other day and I couldn't find it, but I know I have it.
all right.
He's come over, done lighting and stuff for me, and it's pretty reasonable.
No, I appreciate it.
If he works for me, he's cheap. Cheaper.
Is that typical operator's report?
Yes.
No, it's office report. Moving on. Casey? You got a couple things
Let's
there.
get something there.
Obviously, just a motion to pay the bills. And then we need to make an motion for the administrator for online banking. Something you want to get on?
So first of all, we'll do the bills. Do we have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Dixon makes a motion to pay the bills. Is there a second? Mike Crossick seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None being heard? Bills are gonna be paid. Now, what's it called, Casey?
Administrator for online
So,
banking.
what this is we wanna get the, Vicky set up with being able to do financial reports and help with the other banking information that she needs to do. So what Northwest is asking that we appoint somebody a administrator?
Yeah.
Am I saying this correctly?
Yeah, get an administrator who's gonna be for the account, and who's gonna be the primary one, and you can add others to it.
So, I guess, and I also talked to them today too, if she's gonna be, if we want her to sign checks, we have to, approve it in a meeting, and it has to be, everybody's name has to be re-mentioned in that approval, so yours, mine, and Casey's.
Yeah, we have to do a letter for the bank to put her on.
Yeah, if we wanna do that.
Yeah.
So who wants to be administrator? She board member? Would make no sense.
I don't know.
I guess it'd be you, then you're the treasurer.
Maybe you, Tom.
Yeah,
You
you're the
keep
treasurer.
piling the work on me. You get my bill.
No, you or Casey, that's my opinion. That's-
Beat the horse.
Should be a
to
board
You have to
water,
put the
everybody.
relationship, the IMA, and email address and phone number to them also, when we give it to them.
so. You wanna make that motion then?
I'll make the motion for Tom to be the administrator.
Thanks.
Smitty makes
You're
the
welcome.
motion for Tom,
Anytime.
administrator.
I'm second.
Mike Crossick seconds, all in favor?
Well, they went through that pretty quick, didn't they?
Anybody opposed?
I have to abstain.
Did you? Yeah. Tom's gonna abstain. Okay, motion carries.
Absence is the best policy.
Now, are we gonna get, authorize her to sign checks? So. if that's
In
the
the
case-
event she has to, that would be a good idea.
So, we'll need a motion for that. To add Vicky as a authorized check signer. I guess.
I'll make them.
Co-signer, I guess you'd call
Yeah,
it.
Mike Cross makes the motion, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Dan Smith seconds, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None, so in that case, that'd be, add her to, with the rest of us.
Should she do the letter and put all four of us back on
That's
it?
what they said they wanted.
Once, put all four of us on like we, there's three of us on it now, just redo it and add her, right? That way it's updated.
Yes, but they-
Mr. Chairman, on the checks, do you have to have one board member and one,
It doesn't,
administrator?
it doesn't specify.
So they could both, the two secretaries could sign checks?
I don't know about that.
It has to be approved by the board first.
Yeah,
but we're doing it one board member and secretaries can't sign their own checks.
Yes,
That has to be by two board members.
yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One secretary and one chairman. Thank you for the clarification.
Yep. So, and then, was that it, Casey?
That's all.
Well, I did have a question on that. That's only to do the banking, that's not to collect the bills, all right?
No, she's already authorized to collect the bills.
You got that? No, the bill.
She's bonded already to take.
This
minutes.
part's not gonna be where they can pay with the card and stuff,
No,
or you're still working on that.
yes. This is so she can get on,
So the card,
You're gonna get a machine to run your checks through.
yes.
so, yeah. Now, another thing too, the card, bank card. So I know we have one bank card.
Mhm.
So with these guys, I think maybe we might wanna consider having another one. So like when Casey's not there, that one was locked up in the desk.
No, I actually put it somewhere so they had the secret.
Oh, okay.
Zach knew where it was at.
Oh, okay. Are we okay with one, or do we need another one, you guys think?
Zach and I was the only one who knew where it was at.
Okay. So we're okay with one, for now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we won't need a motion for that.
On the office report, we're talking about a scanner. So we can scan the,
Yeah, what, we
we got a price for that, I thought we did, didn't we?
for documents,
For scanning documents, so
yeah,
we can,
documents. Is there,
We have a scanner.
It was a scan snap,
yeah,
and it just, whenever you scan everything, it puts it in that program, and all your documents are available right there, instead of scattered to the OneDrive, to Casey, to whoever, it's all right there.
do you have a quote for that?
It was $277 on Amazon, and that is for the computers that are in the office. The other one that I had found was only for PCs and Macs.
So
That was
what-
the one that
So
I
what that
told you
is,
about.
you wanna explain to everybody what that's for?
It's just like it's just a scanner. It's not a printer or anything, and all it does is it's two-sided, and you can put in however many pages. And within that scanner, there's a program built in, so anything that you scan is attached to that program. So like if you're using QuickBooks and she's entering bills, she can go into ScanSnap, click, drag, and drop, and that bill is also in QuickBooks. And then on top of that, if you guys wanted to digitize all your files, like all your old minutes
We
and
would
stuff,
like to see.
all that could get scanned like in no time, and then that can all be in its own files within ScanSnap, and it's right there if you want it.
you to clean the filing cabinets up.
Well, I mean, when you need a CCR report, it's just a matter of click then, I think.
Yes, it's all right there as long as it gets
I think
scanned and put in, dated,
Don't even
labeled.
need a motion, it's below the,
We can motion to pay for it, I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean.
The $277 for the scanner.
It was on Amazon yesterday when I looked at it.
Just motion to approve, need a motion to approve to buy the scanner, I guess.
And it's compatible
Yeah, it's
to,
good
you don't
for
have
the,
to upgrade anything.
you shouldn't, it should be compatible with the desktops that you guys have there.
I think it's a good.
I think we need it.
Yeah.
And then they can put all this on the disc.
streamline a
It's
lot of
not
stuff.
even, it's
Huh?
not even on
Streamline
this.
a lot of it,
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to go hunting for it, you put it on the disc, it's there.
then it's in the cloud, and then you have it.
You say once he gets to the cloud, you lost him.
Yeah.
Unless it's raining.
No clouds.
Everybody has a cloud.
I have no way, they're up there.
Have you guys ever thought about like updating to like something like Google or something like that, so you guys could access, like, so you could all have access, like you're saying, dropping and putting in the files?
Yeah,
Like that would be like a perfect thing, like you're saying, you could literally get on there if you wanted to, you could search, like type that in and search and pull that up, like.
I think that involves like a network though, like Casey's computer would have to be connected to their computer and connected to that, it's like a whole network, and then I think they have what's called a OneDrive. And if it was on a network, that OneDrive would hold everything that's on those computers.
Don't work online, it only depends on it.
Yeah.
That's
Just
enough.
like that would, like, I just think it's something like that, and like at school, like we all have, like, it's wonderful, like, and then you can share, like, you're able to share all those documents and everything with each other.
DJ, wasn't that part of that though, you wanted to
That
do?
upgrade? The upgrade, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, I think we're kinda gradually getting there, but
Feel like
it's
it's
like
the next
baby steps,
century.
so, yeah, exactly. Hopefully we'll get it done.
I think it's a good idea.
Oh, I do too, Need a motion?
Yeah,
We'll make that motion.
Mike Austin makes a motion to, purchase the one desktop scanner or whatever it's called. Scan snap that. Whatever, up to $300, I guess.
Yeah, that should cover shipping.
That should cover it. Second,
I'll second.
Jeff Gallagher seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What do we favor?
That snapper, that
Oh, yeah,
scanner.
sure.
None opposed? Motion carries. What else?
What is that?
Just another vote.
Just one thing, what are we under?
All office report.
Okay, then you're going to old business, right?
Yep.
That's what I got.
Old business?
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on to old business now. Anybody have anything else for new business? Or office report, I'm sorry.
Office report.
If not, so let's move on. Okay, that's long.
All right, I'm working with the, just to update you on the road situation. I'm working with our representative. He is not very happy with the game commission, and I guess he's had run-ins with this guy before.
Mr. Edwards.
He is, gonna meet with his boss, with the game commission's boss, to get this, cause his last words to me was, we don't have any permits out there, and I said, well, we want permits then, or road usage agreements, whatever. Well, I don't have to give them to you, or I could even shut the other road off. I just left it go with that, and I talked to Dallas, and Dallas said, I will work on it. He said, they can't shut us off from out there. And, you know, and I told the guy from the game commission that the reason we're using the other road mostly right now is the other one ain't fit to use, it needs rebuilt. But we'd still like to have access on both roads. The biggest thing is, and I didn't say it to him, they should have never took that down into our reservoir.
They never should have, no.
No. But now what they did, everybody else allowed to use it, we should be too.
Yeah.
So anyhow, Dallas is working on it. I think he's got his hands full in Harrisburg right now. He sent his secretary up the other day for me and her to go out and take pictures and stuff. I couldn't go at the time. I didn't trust myself. No, I couldn't go there. But anyhow, he's gonna come back up. We're gonna photograph it, show what we're doing, what we're using, all that. Yeah. And he's going to, is he going to Huntington, or either Huntington handles this or Williamsport, I'm not sure which. That's his next step, and if he can't get satisfaction out there, he thinks he will, but if not, he's going to Harrisburg. So, that's where we are on that. And, yes, Bob.
Mr. Chairman, you said that before, when I asked a question, you said that you had a gentleman's agreement. I would require in written appearance, some kind of.
Well, that's what we need.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, that's what we need.
And that's Upper Road, they locked that off. Mr. McCusker told me that when they shut that road off completely to the public.
Which one's that?
They had a sign
Coming
there
from
that
the
they
upper
were
way.
After hunting season, they were closing.
Yeah, it's only open for hunting. It's open back up now, cause, turkey season's coming in, they'll open it back up.
But you all need a key to that so that you can get in and out.
Combination. They're
Is
all
it
combinations, aren't they?
Just so you
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
know.
I saw a document when I was operator, because we had problems with the game commission, they just had a new guy in.
Yeah.
And I saw Ken Hewitt pull it up that said, I guess I wasn't operator, but just right in that cusp point, because maybe it was Holland, Gary Holland. But at any rate, it said as long as the reservoir is permitted and we're keeping the permit active, we have perpetual right of way. Now, how do you change that wording?
That's on the lower road though.
Yeah, from the
plan
plan
out.
out, yes.
Well, I'm sure the EP gets involved with.
But, I mean, I saw it, I know it was in the records or somewhere.
So they can't deny us access, but we just don't want to get into a pissing match with them, I guess is what you call it. And this guy thinks that he can control everything, but, you ought to understand, that ground belongs to everybody sitting in this room. That is,
It must be something about the chair that guy's sitting in that position.
they're all like
Yeah,
that.
it's like.
They're all like that.
Is that it, Paul? Yep.
Yeah, can I, think I can ask Tim to talk to the supervisors to come down and meet with me about, see if they'll truck for us?
Absolutely.
Cause I don't have time to run up, and maybe, I don't even know who's up there anymore.
Oh, it's a hit and miss. Yeah, I call and find out when they're gonna be.
You
there.
know, though.
Yeah, I know that.
See if you can arrange something and we'll try to get that going.
I will.
These guys here can set up.
You're working 5 days, right? At your
No, I'm back to four, well, I'm 4 over here, 5 days I'm working.
Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
I think so they can contact you there, right?
Yep, I'll be here for a couple hours at Friday.
I'll just tell them, hey, I need you to come down and grab by the ear.
That would be the best way for us to meet. If we could use their trucks and they can, just make sure you get a hold of them, tell them what you don't want it.
Okay.
I think we should take everything they got left out there.
Their last meeting, if, Mr. Chairman, the, Bucare Township, they have a grant. They're gonna be redoing that road up from the borough line up through Hoopa.
Yep.
You might get some millings from there if they mill it, and, so they're gonna be, they have a grant for that.
They'll probably, I imagine they just overlay that. They're not gonna mill that. There ain't a whole lot there to mill.
They're gonna do cross drains. That's what they said they're gonna
There's
do.
2 pipes collapsing on that road.
Yeah, there's one other.
But the cemetery's really bad.
Yeah, that's something. Didn't you check that water there where you turn up to the plant? That's really bubbling up out of the ground again. Right there where you turn up.
Yeah, we just talked about it today, just saw it yesterday.
You check it for chlorine.
Yeah, we're gonna check it tomorrow morning. We
Yeah,
just,
check
just
that
talked about
again.
that today.
Yeah,
Yep, we just saw it over the weekend.
yeah, it just
Yeah.
started coming again.
I'm glad you brought that
That's
up.
down across from Jerry's place there. That's all I do. Can I go home?
Anybody else have any old business?
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
It's, coming to be where it's warming up and stuff. Has anyone inquired about where snake venom is available?
Altoona, UPMC Altoona.
Thank you. I say you don't wanna wait till you're bit to making calls.
Well, I didn't walk
I'm
the
glad
dog
you
very
did.
much.
That's a piece on me, so. And the other thing, I wasn't going, I was gonna do it after, but I can't. I got the CCR reports for the last 4 years. 2021, there's real important testings that should have been done and they weren't. And now we've gotta wait another till 2030 to get them done. That's the alpha emitters and, the radionuclides. That stuff, they are like so small, like parts per billion, that can cause us all problems and stuff. The idea of doing this, and you know, you correct me if I'm stating stuff wrong, but that's so if there's like the stuff coming up and from the ground, like radon gas, and it gets trapped in like a clay bank or something, and then the rain brings it down in like a contamination migration, right?
We approved it.
I've never heard that.
Makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
it does.
It's to, they say 9 years, but, Tima had to work probably, I'd say 50 years to get to that 9 year. It's like a colonoscopy. You know, you go in and if you're clean, you get a bigger gap. But if you show polyps or something, you come back the next year. Well, it took them a long time to get to that 9 year gap. I know it's an expensive test, but just as a consumer, and you as being on the board, I wouldn't be comfortable waiting 18 years.
What's it called?
It's called the alpha emitters and the radon and uranium and combined uranium, radium-226 and radium-228. Those are super carcinogens, super low amounts needed to affect human health, and that they weren't tested. That's, I don't know why DEP didn't say, I don't care if you're past the due date, get it done. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
We just do them at the plant, right?
Not,
Oh, and money.
no, I just said money over
We just do them at the plant, not at the origin.
No, it's probably an expensive test, Mr. Dixon.
But at the plant or not at the origin of it.
No, you do, no, it's,
You take the samples, you take it to case our lab.
So
Maybe
you
he's
get both-
asking
My
if
hand out.
it's raw water or finished water.
it's raw.
Oh, this raw water,
On that, on the alpha emitters, and they do raw water,
They don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
so you don't, You don't test the finished water for it, you test the income.
Just
Yeah.
the finished one.
But I know it's gonna be expensive, but, you know, what's money at the expense of 585 customer homes, so. Please look into it, please, the only thing I wanna add to that is, I had it stressed that was like a key test that you make sure is done, and when I went through these, I went, wait, what? And then there's no, it says, hey, we'll talk about it at the end, but they don't.
That's the first I've ever heard of it, of course, I'm not a water operator.
It's on the 2021 CCR. Thank you for letting me say that.
You guys are bringing a new contract with you?
I don't have one on me right now, no.
We'll give you credit on you, right? Probably should get us one,
Okay.
but we did vote on that, what, last
Yeah.
time, huh?
We already covered these three things under new business, so.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else to bring up, or? You guys,
I was just gonna say too, going back to the whole, like, I know, like, updating, like, the whole, like, customer things and stuff like that. I know you said about sending out the things, which I think is great though too, but like, multi-generational things, I am willing to, like, help and give time to help, like, do, like, an online, like, if they wanna scan, like, a QR code, if somebody wants to do it online and email it in or something like that, I'd be willing to help, you know, and do something like that. I feel that might be, like, for the younger ones, you know, like, I know, like, a lot of the other, you know, different older ones, like, they still need paper form, but I'd be willing to help and do that, so.
I appreciate it.
That's perfect, you know, like, we're coming into new generations moving in, you know. A lot of people nowadays, especially like us, I like to get online and pay my bill.
Yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to the water
Yes.
place, I'm not going to, you know.
Exactly.
We'd like to get there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would take to get there, I don't know.
I'm not tech savvy.
I know we talked about getting a credit card machine, I know to start with, but, no, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
In case they, you know, feel free to, reach out to her.
Do you do AKA or ACH or whatever you call that?
That's what we approved the machine for that.
Chemicals.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Just need one more motion there, fellas.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Dennis makes a motion. to
Second.
adjourn. Tom Dixon seconds, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None being heard. This meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know.
Where are you going with that?
Should have had a start on it.
We haven't met yet. Oh, you guys did. Oh, you should have given a report.
There you go.